Hi there, and welcome back from Carly at the Apothecary. I know it's been a while since I've been on or posted, but I've been out campaigning. So now that it is December 15th and the vote is over, the people have had their say, and I've caught myself a nasty cold, chapped lips, bad skin. So today we are going to be making 3 products to help with this awful season. So first of all, I need some aloe vera, and we are going to split this and pop all the lovely gel inside in our blender so that we don't have any lumps. So we'll pop that in. All these products are going to be topicals, so you can use any coconut oil, although mine is food grade and organic version, so it could be eaten if you wanted to, but I don't suggest it as we'll be adding oils. We need some filtered water. If you don't have filtered water, you can boil and let it cool. We need some beeswax pellets or a lump of beeswax, whatever you can get, and an emulsifier to mix the water and the oils together. Mine is plant-based, and it comes in these little pellets, or you can get it in flakes. I'll be using some vitamin C powder as a preservative. I get this one from Amazon, and an essential oil I shall be using tea tree, and this is also one I get from Amazon. And I fancied adding some calendula petals to mine for its skin healing benefits. However, that's entirely optional. To prepare our aloe, if you have live aloe and not just a gel, we slice it down the side, separating the 2 halves. Please don't follow my knife techniques. And then we're just going to scrape all the gel out of the center and pop it in and give it a good blend, because it's still quite sticky with lots of lumpy bits in it, and those will settle to the bottom of your gel. So we'll pop them in and give them a good blend with our filtered water, and hopefully that will get rid of all those lumps. Next, we want to start preparing our coconut oil, or you could use almond oil. You could even use olive oil if you wanted to. And I am going to pop that in my double boiler and allow the oil to soak up all the goodness in the calendula leaves. So I'm doing this in a separate jar as I intend on decanting the plant matter out before I continue. I also decided to add some mint and some rosemary to mine. I love the scents, and they all have their own beneficial qualities. We'll just give them a little crush on the chopping board first to release all the oils and the active properties. Use whatever you can. I'm just using the lid to the jar that I'm heating my oil in. And then just pop them in and allow the oil to soak up all the goodness. Mine has now been steeping for about an hour, and the oils have taken on the slight orange tint of the calendula, so it's now time to filter out all my plant matter. The best way to do this is to use a cheesecloth if you've got a lot of plant matter, but I'm just going to pop this through a sieve and use my wooden spoon to mash out all the extra oils, as I only had a few petals and stuff in there. So we're going to sieve that out, and you can pop those on the side and reuse them. I'm just going to chuck them away for now and get on with adding the beeswax. I'm using about 1/3 of the volume of the oil that I have. So if I had 150 mils or grams of oil, or coconut oil solid, I would use 50 grams of beeswax and then 50 grams of the emulsifier. So I'm just stirring that in. That's all melted, and we are going to start with our first item, and that is a menthol balm for the winter. I'm just going to reuse one of my little coconut oil tubs for this one, as we go through it so quickly during the winter. I've also got an albus oil, a eucalyptus oil, and a peppermint oil, and I'm going to add that in and just let that set in the little container. Back in my bowl, I'm now adding my emulsifying pellets and letting them melt in so that we can get on with the next two items. And as most of us know, oil and water does not mix, so that is the purpose of the emulsifying pellets. I think mine is from a nut. I know it's plant-based, so later I'm going to want to make a lip balm out of this concoction as well, so I'm going to pop that on the side. And now that our emulsifier is nice and melted in there, we are going to start to add our aloe water. And I've spun that up in the food blender. It's mixed with our filtered water, and I have approximately 2/3 of the volume of oil in the water. I want mine to be quite liquidy rather than a set cream, as I'm going to use it on my face. So we'll stir that in and keep stirring as you go. Now, it is preferable if both your oil and your water are the same temperature. However, that would require letting your oil settle longer to a lower temperature, as you don't want to raise the temperature on your aloe too much and destroy the active properties. So best way to do it is just keep stirring it. I'm going to add my spoon of the vitamin C powder and my tea tree oil at this stage. Now I'm going to decant a little bit of this off to make into that lip balm. I would normally do that in the previous stage before I added the emulsifier and the fluid, but I'd like a creamy lip balm this time, as my lips are quite chapped and I prefer the creamy effect of the aloe as well, and the healing effect, the regenerative tissue effect, which, oh gosh knows I need. So what we want to do is keep stirring that until it cools. If you were to stop before it had cooled totally, they would separate again. So we'll keep going, and then I'm going to decant a little bit of this off, and then I will make a lip balm. And I'll continue stirring this until it is completely cold and a creamy enough substance, and I will pop this in a jar for my face cream. And then the small bit that I decanted earlier, I'm going to add some more beeswax too. And once that's melted and thickened, I'll just pour this into my jar. Now this is very, very messy, and I normally use a syringe, but don't have time for that today. So we'll just pop that on the side and let that set into a lip balm, and pop the rest in there and save it for later. We can melt that and do whatever we want with it. But we now have a healing and cleansing lip salve, a menthol eucalyptus sinus clearing balm, and a awesome, really moisturizing cream for dry, chapped skin everywhere else. Thank you for coming back to Carly at the Herbatory. I hope to see you again soon.